Alright, so finally got a topic for this month. And I know I'm cutting it really close because, let's face it, July's basically over. But Google has decided they want to release a video game console right around, I think, around spring of 2013. So pretty much right around the corner. The Ouya, I think is how you say it. Rather interesting concept, this thing. Now, I have mixed feelings about this thing. And allow me to explain this just a little further to you. On one end of the scope, I think it's a great idea. You know, we have another competitor who's going to come in. We have someone who is going to give basically Microsoft and Sony a run for their money. Nintendo's out of the equation because Nintendo makes their money, if you ask me. And they pretty much never seem like they want to compete with Sony and Microsoft. The only two who are really trying to compete with each other are Sony and Microsoft at this point. But considering the fact that Nintendo is really trying to do the high definition thing, maybe they're trying to compete a little bit, but I think that that's something they would have done anyway. But that's a whole different video, whole different blog, whatever. The point of this, though, is talking about the Ouya, which I kind of got off track about. So in one way, it's a good thing because it's somebody who's going to sort of compete with, you know, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, which is a good thing because it's kind of like when Sega was around and we had an option, you know, back in the day when we had Sega, Nintendo, and Sony, and let's see, who else? Like Philips, Magnavox, everybody had a gaming system. Kind of like that. But in another way, it can kind of be a bad thing because, yeah, it's $99. And for $100, why not? I mean, if you're in the way I see it is it's almost like an impulse buy, you know, like you go into GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, wherever you go to get it. And you want to pick up the Wii U, you want to pick up a 3DS, you want to pick up a PlayStation 4, whatever. And you see this thing for $100, you figure, why not? You know? I mean, it's $100 for a game system. It's gonna be kind of like the same thing that the Wii was, in which the Wii sold a lot because of just how cheap it was. But does that mean it's going to be like the Wii? No. You know, it might not even have that much of an attach rate to it. I mean, we'll see. So in a way, it's a good thing because it's $100 and it's Google based, and I think Google does everything great. Like they have the best search engine with Google. You know, their Android based phones, hands down the best. You know, better than the, you know, iOS, better than the BlackBerry thing, and better than the Windows phones to an extent. Although Windows has its own thing going on, it's kind of neat. And now Google has what, Google Fiber or whatever is the name of their internet service, which just hands down just seems like the best internet ever. So the fact that they're coming out with a gaming console means it's like, oh snap, pretty much. I didn't mean to act like that, but it's something to get a little bit excited about, you know. I mean, an Android-based gaming system where you can go on, you can download a lot of games that you like to play and play them on the big screen. Now, to an extent, you can already do that through a tablet. I mean, let's face it. Through a tablet, you can pretty much already like hook it up into a TV if you have mirror mode and HDMI cable. But the fact that it actually has an actual video game, you know, controller to it, it's the size of a Rubik's Cube from what I understand, so it's a small console. You know, we'll see. I think it's going to be a pretty good thing. But would you really consider that a gaming console? I mean, that's just like, okay, Apple's coming out with a game controller that you can use in conjunction, I think, with like the iPad and stuff. You can hook it into the side and use it as an actual... Would you still consider the iPad a gaming console? Because I don't. I consider it a tablet. I consider the iPhone a phone. You want a gaming console? You release a gaming console. And Apple came out with a Pippin. That was their gaming console. You know, and that failed miserably. So hopefully they'll never ever try to enter the gaming market again. But this is something that's been floating on the internet for a while, and I found it rather interesting that everybody's taking so much investment into somebody else entering the market. Are we really that sick of the big three that we can't sit here and be happy with that? Because I'm happy with it. You know, the only way that I could be happier is if Sega got back into it. I mean, you know, if Sega never left, I'd be happier. But otherwise, I'm happy to have three, you know, because something that was kind of nice but also bad back in the day was everybody had a gaming console, you know. So for a collector like me, I had to go off and I had to get, you know, a 3DO, CDI, PlayStation, Super Nintendo, Genesis. You know, everybody was coming out with something. There was like so many options. Now there's only three to worry about. And over a 10-year lifespan, roughly, that's pretty good, if you ask me. Because then I can focus more on playing the actual games for it. But make sure that you comment below what you think about the Ouya, because I think it's kind of neat. And it's definitely something I'm going to have to go off and buy and try when it comes out, because I kind of like the idea, you know, the fact that it has the little touchpad to play games like Angry Birds and I guess Ninjump and all these other ones that use just the normal touch screen. But it also has, you know, actual gaming controls, so you can put more, you know, and the fact that now it has on live means that you can pretty much get any kind of PC game on there. So going back through and playing a lot of these old school console games that maybe I never got a chance to try, or these PC only games that came out only for PC, I might be more willing to try them, because then hopefully, fingers crossed, there won't be any achievements or trophies attached to them to make me more willing to want to try them. But I think it'd be interesting to see how they're going to use it. You know, are they going to try to be more open-based like they said they were going to be, or are they going to try to be more of like a social thing like Microsoft and Nintendo are trying to do? Only time will tell. But that's my video for now. Short but sweet, I know, but there's not really a whole lot to say about the Ouya. It's the kind of thing that you're either for or against, and I'm kind of in the middle. You know, part of me kind of thinks it's going to be the end of all video games, because it's open-based. They've already said they're going to give you this developer's kit with it, to where it's pretty much you can hack it and make your own games, and I think they're going to put all kinds of pornographic stuff on there. But that's pretty much the way the Android market is now, and you know, pretty much anything that's open-based is like that now. So I guess that's something that just can't be avoided, except for the consumer. But in a way, it's kind of a good thing. You know, another video game console, the chance to play more PC-like games on an actual, you know, console thing. And if it is free-based, more independent games and more people more willing to make exclusives for it. I think it'd be a really nice thing to see what they do with it and how it comes along. But otherwise, I'm pretty much a little bit stoked about it. Not as stoked as I am about the Wii U, but a little bit stoked to know that there's going to be another game console coming out. But that's my rant for now, folks. Like I said, short and sweet. Make sure you comment what you think about the Ouya. Like and subscribe as always if you like what you saw, and I'll see you guys next time.